Today we have a sweetie little cutie little roundup today of 5 of my absolute favorite of the most viral makeup launches right now. So if you are a regular watcher of mine, there's gonna be really no surprises here, but if you don't get to catch every single one of my videos or you're stumbling across my videos, I've just rounded it up. I review pretty much everything, especially the popular makeup that's launching. So I've been doing this for many years now at this point, so I know what I'm looking for when it comes to products. And after testing everything, these 5 for me are the most worth it. They're my favorite. I can't put them down, hence why I've used them so much in recent videos. I just really recommend these, and I wanted to share my love for them and just make an easy video to follow to share the best of the best. So let's go ahead and get started with a new foundation that I am loving. I feel like I haven't seen enough hype about the Makeup Forever HD Skin Balancing and Perfecting Foundation. Now, I know this video is about virality, and yes, this foundation did go viral, but like not enough if you ask me. So in terms of shade match, I did get these in a PR package, so I didn't get sent my perfect shade, but I do mix 106N Linen and 110 Travertine, and it makes a pretty good match for myself. Anyways, this is a really unique foundation because they market it as like a do-it-all foundation. Whatever you need, it's going to adapt to your needs. Honestly, I consider it to be more of like a soft matte finish and like a medium coverage. But I will say, because it leans in the middle everywhere with coverage and finish, it does kind of go with what you want, right? So it's not super matte, so it's not going to be too drying on dry skin, and it's not super glowy, so it's going to be good for oily skin. So I can see how this is versatile for all skin types. Anyways, it looks like skin on me, like a perfected skin. It's definitely not natural, but the finish is very skin-like in a perfecting way. So it's with this, like, I'm trying to say this, I don't know if I'm doing a good job, but it's like kind of soft matte finish, so it blurs over my pores and smooths everything, but it's not like truly matte, so it still looks very skin-like. It's really an awesome foundation. I think it has great wear and it melts into the skin really nicely. I think it's a little bit more perfecting than their original HD Skin Foundation, and honestly, I think I like it a little bit more. So this has been the foundation that I've been reaching for. I just think it looks fabulous on camera. I think day to day, not on camera, I've been reaching more for skin tint style products, but when I want my skin to look really nice, I've been using this, and I find it's very flexible with movement throughout the day and all of that. So this is a fabulous foundation. I've been loving it. I think it makes my skin look incredible. Next product. Actually, I haven't talked a ton about this on my channel. Of course, there has been mentions, but e.l.f. killed it. This is amazing, super high quality, competitive with luxury powders. This is the e.l.f. Set It Bright Correcting and Brightening Setting Powder, and I don't even have the correct shade. They were sold out, so I've been using the shade Fair, and this is a dupe of the Givenchy powder that they reformulated, and this is a dupe of the original formulation, aka no shimmers, and I'm a huge fan of the Givenchy original formula. I do think the Givenchy has a little bit more body to it, so it fills in the hollowness of the under eyes a little bit better. I do like the body of the Givenchy, but this is still really nice. It's just a little bit thinner. It's very, very blurring, as you can see from my example, and I think this is going to be great for all skin types. It's perfection. It is a great dupe of the Givenchy. Subtle differences, but we don't have the Givenchy anymore, so this is as good as it's gonna get, you guys. It's a fabulous price. I think e.l.f. did a great job. They saw how many people were complaining about the Givenchy reformulation, and they said, I have an idea, and I love that they did that. So if you have not tried this powder, I do highly recommend it, and I am super duper picky about powders. I don't just accept any old powder. This one, super lightweight, super blurring, helps your makeup last longer, really perfects the skin, makes the skin look airbrushed. It is phenomenal. Okay, this next one, I know it's a somewhat controversial product, but the formula is really, really amazing. Of course, all credit to Esther, Painted by Esther, but I really do love the Patrick Chara Transition Blurring Blush Duo, but not for the transition blush aspect of it. I just like the finish of this powder. Like, I just want it as an under eye powder. I don't need the pink, which I do like this Shy at First is the shade that I have on my under eyes, and I mean, I really like it. It's very, very cute, but you can get this look without this powder, but I just feel like this blurs my under eyes and it absolutely increases the longevity of my concealer. It helps my concealer not crease as much, and I notice a difference every time I wear this, that my under eyes look better for longer. So I personally would like this in regular skin tone shades, truly. I don't care that it's the whole transition blush system. That's unnecessary. It's the formula itself. I mean, it's cute what I've been able to do with the transition blush aspect of it, but the powder formula, it is so good. It is so blurring, and it really makes my makeup last longer and look better. Okay, this next product, I was giving it a little bit of time to see how much I was gonna reach for it, because it's not anything I didn't already have in my collection. But I am loving the tan palette from Natasha Denona. Do you need it? No. If you want it, you should probably wait for it to go on sale. But I really like the tones of this. I don't know that she'd ever nailed down the perfect neutral palette for me. There were so many that have come close, right? And this I just feel like is a little bit closer. I love the midi size, and I love the formula of Natasha Denona, and I love these tones. Now the drawbacks of this palette are gonna be that you don't get a ton of different looks with this palette. For how many shades that are in here, they're kind of close to one another, so you don't get a variety of looks with this. We need more color families to make that the case, but the case for me is that I really, 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 really love this color story. So I do find myself reaching for these shades all the time. I'm okay that I can't get a variety of looks, because there's really only one look I'm gunning for when I reach for this palette. And you know what? Sometimes I want it a little bit more glittery. Sometimes I might want it more taupey. Sometimes I might want a little bit more bronzy golden. This has those options. This isn't a palette where you use a bunch of shades on the eye. This is more of like a two and done kind of palette. Today, what did I do? I used Soft Spot just all over my crease as well as my lower lash line. And then I went in with Sandal just a little bit in the outer corner for a tad bit more depth. And then I used the shade Kissed, because I hadn't used this one a lot. It's more of like a satiny shade, and it's just like a tan satin shade that I put all over my eyelid, and it was such a simple, easy look. And I think I did use, I don't know that I did this on camera, but Villa on the inner corner just to give us a little bit of brightness. This is the look that I like, so I have been reaching for it a lot. Have I been getting a lot of different looks with it? No. The look that I've been getting with this, I've been loving it. This is just right up my alley for the eyeshadows that I'm wearing nowadays, which are more neutral, which are more boring, which is more natural. And even when I'm not doing a full look, this palette just contains colors like a crease color or something really quick that I can apply all over my lids. So from a makeup reviewer standpoint, there are absolutely some cons to this palette, but just as a consumer, as an everyday makeup wearer, I've been loving this, so this would be a palette that I would get my money's worth from. And then the last product, so good. It is so good. I didn't want it to be good because it is like kind of expensive for what it is, but like this little stinking tiny little eyeshadow from Marc Jacobs Beauty with an inappropriate name, the Born Star eyeshadow. In particular, this shade. I did buy another shade that I don't love as much as this. I do enjoy this formula a lot. But this shade, if you're boring, neutral, love like a glow, but maybe not so into really dramatic makeup, this is a shade for you. And there's a reason like all of these shades have sold out on Sephora. It is a cream to powder eyeshadow, and you can see how gorgeous and glowy it is, how it melts into the skin as you saw by the swatch. So this shade Shady is like an angel kissed my eyelid is what it looks like. Like it looks glowy, seamless, smooth, delicious. This is like Victoria's Secret Angel on the runway. I have a deep passion for this shade. I did see somebody review this with oily eyelids, that these did not last as well on them. I don't have oily eyelids. I didn't have any trouble with wear, so I can only speak from my own experiences, but like, I love the feel of this. I love the finish, the look, the application. I love everything about this. Also, honorable mention to their new bronzer. Also very good. I honestly think, off topic, but like the rebrand, they did a really nice job. They really, really did. Okay, I feel like this video was so short and it was intended to be short, but like I'm so not used to doing short videos, so I feel like I just need to keep talking, but I'm gonna stop here. We're keeping it short and sweet. I've tried all of the new viral makeup and I wanted to do a short and sweet video to narrow down the top 5 to me that are absolutely worth it. They're standing out amongst the crowd. They're standing out with the makeup collection I already have, because that's the thing, you guys. There is so much good makeup. I have all the good makeup. So with all of these new launches, which ones are competing with those? And I really feel like these ones, they do stand out. They do have that special factor. So as always, I will have these linked in the description box, as well as everything else that I'm wearing, because I am having a good makeup day and it stems from these products, of course. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you've tried any of these, let me know your thoughts down below. Also, if you've been trying all the new makeup, let me know what have you been loving, what has been standing out amongst all of the new launches. And let me know if you like this little quickie video. Do I need to keep doing them? Is it a nice little update so you don't need to watch my billion other videos, which I think you should because they're awesome. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.
It's delicious.